where everybody comes out of quarantine, decorate everything. And my kids were like, you still have a lot of people that follow you that are interested in the show. You should do a podcast. So I tell Angie this, and we decided to do it. And the premise was during the Biden administration, which was, I've had it. I've had it with gender reveal parties. I've had it with over-celebrating children. Why are we going to kindergarten graduations? Why? So there were these relatable grievances that initially, I think, everybody likes to trash talk, right? And we look, my co-host and I, look somewhat MAGA-coded.
You're MAGA-coded because of where you're from?
The blonde hair.
Go Broncos!
Botox from time to time.
Y'all are awesome.
And the southern accent.
Yeah.
Right? So it's Fox code that way. And I'm a diehard political junkie. I was raised in the Bible Belt by two progressive atheists, which is a very, very strange upbringing.
Was political discussion a big part of your upbringing in Oklahoma?
Yes, with my mother.
Who was pretty left, right?
Very left. My mother is a voracious reader.
Thanks, Mom.
She was a closet atheist for many years, because if you came out of the closet as an atheist in a place like Oklahoma, it's about as bottom of the barrel.
A social death for you.
Total social death. And so she and I would have all of these conversations about, I remember the first time I had ever asked my mother, what is gay? Why would somebody be gay? I'm like 6 years old. And my mother would say, well, darling, all you need to know is nobody in their right damn mind would ever choose to be gay in the middle of the Bible Belt. That would be insane. It is not a choice. So this type of critical thinking, juxtaposed with the rigid evangelicals that I went to school with, were constantly trying to recruit me, was a really interesting upbringing.
You've got this podcast now with the background that you've got. What do you see as its distinguishing feature? What's it about?
We moved on from the petty grievances, and we have an additional podcast now called I Hit News, which is just short for I've Had It Podcast News. We have so many people in the middle of America, blue dots, if you will, that have a different worldview about American politics.
Listen to Jennifer
no
Wells.
Offense, you coastal elites do, or people inside the Beltway do. And there is a part of Beltway politics that is realized, that doesn't understand the grit and the fangs that will draw people in the middle of the country into the fight.
And you're trying to give, at least as I listen
Thanks,
to
Jennifer Wells. Thanks,
give voice to that sense of frustration. Some of your recent episodes on your podcast have these names, and not all of them are able to make it on conventional radio. No Country for MAGA Men, New Year, St. Ring Out the Merry Griftmas, Fascism But Stupid, and finally, All the President's Morons. I think that's a different mood, say,
I got seeds.
than God Save America.
Yes, this is the era
Watch you guys
of
pretty much every day.
politics and dark
Thanks,
woke.
Jennifer Wells.
This is
Dark woke.
Okay, dark woke is a reaction to, you have the purest woke people who are policing what everybody say, up in everybody's business, which is similar a bit to conservatives being up in everybody's business. Dark woke for me is, we are fighting for good and for equality and for social justice for everybody, but we don't mind saying F you. You have to know what you're up against, and you have to be ruthless.
Give me some examples and tell me who your allies are in that.
Well, some examples would be, we have to go after these MAGA men.
Puffin. Nice.
One example would
Fox
be
and
Jesse
Fair
Waters.
Liberation Front.
This man
Pillar Revolution.
talks incessantly
Church of
about
Judas.
masculinity. Joe Biden
Church
is
of
not
Judas
masculine
replaces all
because he
patriarchy,
sucks on soup.
war,
What kind of man
Christianity.
sucks on a straw?
Patriarchy,
He goes
Christianity, war,
on
and
and
Trumpism.
on and on so much about the idealized man, and that's a part of fascism, this, propelling this form of toxic
Check out the Fair Liberation
masculinity.
Front.
Why are you so obsessed with men, Jesse Waters? What's all
check out
that
the Fair
about?
Liberation Front.
Why are you so obsessed with trans people? why are you thinking about genitals all the time? Kind
Got the
of
Fairy Liberation
flip the
Front.
script.
So when you look at the guys on, and it's almost all guys, on Pod Save America, do you look at them as very 2016, very 2008, very Obama, and you've left that behind?
I see the situation as being so dire right now that I don't see any of these people as competitors. I see the whole group as people of building a media ecosystem that is pro-democracy. And if people that are still stuck in the Obama era need to go listen to Pod Save, I know that they are pro-democracy and anti-fascist.
But you think it's a form of self-soothing almost?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that they're...
And delusional.
Yes. And
explain that to me, because I would bet, if we're being honest with each other, that on public radio there's a lot of that too.
There are some commonalities between the center left and the far right that can no longer be ignored. You can look at the electorate and you can say, you're being lied to. These people are lying to you. The center left movement, the Hillary Clintons, the certain people in that media echo chamber are still lying to you because they prioritize corporate interest over the interests of the people. And that is what has left the vacuum for well-meaning people to just vote against the status quo. And this has been an evolution for me because I was a very good liberal. That's sexual, and I lived out, and I was a liberal woman in Oklahoma City, and I see the error of my thinking and not thinking even outside of that box.
Be specific. What were the errors? Because I know that you're obviously very, very tough on the likes of Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer. Give me a sense of what you think their sins are and what distinguishes your politics from, say, the more supportive voices that you do hear on Pod.
Clinton over Bernie. Their condescension to corporate Democratic politics with the very long answers. You probably saw where I asked Cory Booker, do you think Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal? Right. It was a yes or no question. It was a very long answer.
Here's where I would get into a conversation with you. Some things are yes or no answers. Some things aren't. And some things actually are complicated. As co-host of the podcast, I've had it. And we'll continue. As co-host of the podcast, I've had it. And we'll continue in a moment.
Well, that was pretty good. I look forward to hearing more, but...
By Odoo. Odoo streamlines every aspect of the company into one simple business management platform. More information at odoo.com.
I'm Kim Martin, the Managing Director of Otten Johnson, Robinson Neff, and Raganetti. Sponsoring Colorado Public Radio works because our firm values are aligned with CPR's values, and we want to underscore our support of Colorado Public Radio's mission. Not only do our clients listen to CPR, but so do our employees, friends, and families. And it's important to ensure that this resource continues to be available to everyone in our community. Learn how your business can support CPR by being a sponsor at cpr.org.
Okay. I may have to shut it down. I might go live again in just a minute. I think it's...
And I've been speaking today with the co-host of the popular political podcast, I've Had It. Her name is Jennifer Welch. Even if you aren't a regular listener, Welch very well may have popped up on your social media.
I'm a regular.
Stinging politicians on both sides.
And she's super good.
Progressive politics are not unique, but her style and her sense of how to connect with listeners is pretty unapologetic.
I seem to be getting lucky.
And very profane.
Trying to find
Obama
this.
famously said, when they go low, we go high. Welch says, You want to go low? We're going to go low. I'll continue my conversation with Jennifer Welch. Joe Rogan is the leading podcaster, not only in this country, but in the world. And
I thought it
by
was
a lot.
Candace Owens now.
And this is a guy who
something.
started out not with politics in mind, but rather with UFOs in mind and UFC fighting, and suddenly
Things that start with
politics and
UF.
big thinkers and dark web people and started coming to his show, and it became even more important, even more influential. And one of the biggest lingering questions about
allow herself to not be so disciplined. The reason that Joe Rogan and a much smaller podcast, I've had it, are taking off so much is because this is the way people speak. The news where you're just being reported to, it's kind of aged. It feels somewhat antiquated. We've become more informal in the way that we live. And to combine this with my former profession, I still do it, interior design. Think about back in the 50s, the kitchen, your guests never saw it. It was a very formal way of life. And now the kitchen is the nucleus of the house and everybody hangs out at the island. As a culture, we become less and less formal. You see that in architecture, and you see that in the way we consume news. So there's this idea that when you're listening to a podcast or two people having a conversation,
it's certainly the dominant newspaper and probably news gathering organization in this country.
I do think they do really good work. There has been some sane-washing headlines pertaining to covering what is actually happening right now, that I think is not just a New York Times problem, but a media problem in general. I saw online, imagine if we covered what was happening in the United States right now, the way we cover what happens in dictatorships in Africa or the Middle East.
More outraged in a sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And it would be more realistic as to what's happened. I think the media has been very complicit because of the corporate ownership of it. And it's been the soft sell of this fascism that has
I'm not
normalized
sure
it.
I agree, if you don't mind my saying. So in the sense, I get that critique and I hear it all the time. I'm in the corporate media. This week's cover from a gigantic barrel of oil. I think oil is coming out.
Scathing. A scathing cover.
Straight up the wazoo political cartoon. And there it is. And yet I go to one, panel discussion after another and you get yelled at by one usually comedian podcasters about, the corporate media and how they're the truth teller. I don't know if it's as simple as all that.
I think you're correct that there are outliers, but it seems like since Fox News, there has been a trickle-down effect of a weakening of journalistic integrity across the board.
You had Rahm Emanuel on.
Oh, yeah.
Rahm Emanuel is pretty clearly either thinking about or already running for president, and you just let him have it. Let's listen for a second.
We were really south on kitchen table issues. We weren't really good about the family room issues.
I disagree with you.
The only room we did really well was the bathroom, and that's the smallest room in the house.
That is buying into the right-wing media narrative, and I'm so sick of Democrats like you selling out and saying this. You know who talks about trans people more than anybody? MAGA. Kamala Harris talked about home ownership. She talked about kitchen table issues. Trump's over there droning on about Hannibal Lecter. Are you kidding me? When I heard him by being trans bathroom obsessed, when they, the right wing, are the people who ran on this, for him to placate to that narrative, and when he said it, I didn't know he was going to say it. I felt the adrenaline come up in me. And I have friends in Oklahoma who have trans children, and to go back to what my mother said, nobody in their right mind chooses to wake up and think, you know what, today I'm going to F with the conservatives. I'm going to switch genders, and I'm going to go try to be a D1 tennis player. That's not what this journey is. And for the Democrats, we have to be the party of equality. And even if these MAGA people don't understand what transgenderism is. That's okay, you understand it, but we're not going to bully them. We're not going to pick them up and throw them under the bus. And the rights that are available for me need to be readily available for those people. And I would even go a step further. Maybe they need a little bit more love, a little bit less throwing under the bus. It really pisses me off. And that's why
We're a huge
Democrats lose, because average voters sniff that duplicity out.
Do you accept the argument that, I hate the word, but I'll use it anyway, that wokeness got to a point where it did hurt the Democrats on a whole other range of issues in their efforts to get elected?
No, dude.
I
Gaza
accept
is what hurt the
that
Democrats. The Democrats didn't
what
stop
we're
the
going through
genocide,
right now
and that hurt them. That's what
is
it was.
a
They
backlash
traded their
from
landslides
a
for a
lot of
genocide.
that. I remember on my Instagram feed after Kamala lost, somebody
I
wrote,
couldn't listen to that
I
answer.
hate being white. You know, just very histrionic about the whole thing. And I thought, oh, God, this is ridiculous. Of course, you still don't even, on the far left, it can go too far, too woke, which is why I think we have to go dark woke. Don't get mired down. They call me a whine all the time.
Yeah, what is that, and why aren't you more pissed about it?
So I was interviewed by the aforementioned New York Times, and they asked me, they referred to me as the wine mom. And I definitely was at one point. I remember my kids were really little. I was like, God, I can't go through another day sober. I need to have a few glasses of wine. These kids are a lot, right? So, but between you and me and your listener, I do think it's reductive to refer to me as a wine mom. And I do think you would never refer to Joe Rogan as a whiskey dad. I do think women oftentimes get defined in a parental role where men never do.
Meth dad.
Here's the difference between being woke and
Roy dad.
where this comes from
Rogan.
is all the people that are pro-democracy. I'm not
I don't know.
going to pitch a fit and say, quit calling me a wine mom. That's sexist.
And you think that would alienate a potential listener?
I don't care about alienating listeners as much as I do, is this helpful?
I think part of your show is almost cathartic.
That's exactly right.
I'm going to get this off my chest.
Yeah,
And
I've
I
had
tune
it.
in, so
I've
I
had
hear
it.
you doing it with me, so I feel
It's
less
great to
alone.
hear on the big radio.
Right. And I also
NPR.
think when you are falling prey to abuse, and what this government is doing to us right now is abusing us. We are seeing it every day with ICE raids, with just Stephen Miller in a news clip is abusive as all get out, right? And we need a was in recovery from
Check out my
opioid
channel.
addiction.
You
And it was
listen.
incredibly painful, isolating,
Check out the
horrible
Fairy
thing
Liberation
that I
Front or
and I
Pillar
found
Revolution.
myself at an Al-Anon meeting. I found myself with this group of people who were experiencing the same type of gaslighting and abuse that one suffers from loving an addict. And it depersonalized it for me. It made me realize, oh, what I'm perceiving as I'm not lovable, or if I just did this, or if I just did that, then maybe he might be sober, that there is an actual playbook that a lot of addicts do because it's addiction. Similarly, when you get to iHip News, we're all experiencing this trauma, and we're being gaslit, and we're being propagandized, and you feel like
We
you're
love you
going
guys though.
crazy.
You make
You
awesome
compare
community.
your show to an Al-Anon meeting in a sense.
Kind of,
We're all
in the
covering
sense of
Trumpism.
community,
Trying to
that you
get off
realize you can
Trumpism.
go there and go, oh God, I'm not crazy. And I think a lot of people don't realize how isolated Americans
get off
in
the
the middle of
insanity
the
that
country
Trumpism
are.
makes
What I
you.
worry about is the other thing, is exposing people and myself to contrary opinion, not the same opinion.
Oh, you like to promote fascism.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll, be at a gathering or whatever it might be, and everybody's
How
saying
clever,
the
New Yorker
same damn
journalist.
thing.
Oh, the same damn
That
thing.
drives me too.
I see
Hey,
your point.
it's your
I think
it's
that I
your New
approach
York
the
loft
podcast
parties.
with, and I mentioned this a lot, with my experience in Oklahoma, which has a Republican
Yeah, in Oklahoma,
supermajority.
you know people
The
need to
last
be
time
able
we
to
had a
talk.
Democratic, we were ranked 7th supermajority in the state, the governor, the state house, the state senate, and the state supreme court. We have fallen from 17th in education to 50th in
No, it's
education.
grim. It's grim. Are you getting listened to though?
Yes. When I go
Oh, yeah,
home and I
people
go to
listen to her,
Oklahoma
and
City games, you wouldn't believe the amount of people in Oklahoma
Awfully
City.
good team.
God, they're so good.
That's
really
awesome.
good.
They love Jitter House in
Oh,
the
yes.
stands.
And the Knicks fans are so salty.
That's so
Were you too
awesome.
mean to Erica Kirk? Or was your timing lousy?
What?
No.
Does
Fuck
it help your
Erica Kirk.
cause to call her,
Nobody cares about
particularly
her.
in that moment of aftermath,
Mm-hmm.
a grifter and a person who weaponizes her gender to demean
That's what she
women?
is.
Yes. Because that's what she did.
Yeah,
If
thank
people
you.
are out
Fuck
trying
Erica
to
Kirk. Fucking
fundraise
human couch.
off of his death and the message that she's sending to women to marry, hunger, breed immediately.
Why is
It's
she?
a very dangerous message. So I double down on that. And I think her message makes women less safe.
We've got
Why
a
is she
coming
10
up.
weeks pregnant? 16 weeks after Charlie Kirk stopped shooting off his mouth or
Most
anything else.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, canceled, dude. He was talking to Ben Shapiro, talking some bullshit. Fuck Gavin
I've
Newsom.
had it.
He looks like a dastardly senator in a movie, doesn't he?
He does.
The haircut, the
Out
whole
of central
thing.
casting.
Yeah.
I like his fight. I like how he relentlessly trolls Trump.
Yeah.
I think he's have the same problems that Clinton and Kamala did.
Yeah, he's a sellout.
Granted, he is a white male, and historically they seem to do better in the electorate than women.
We need a woman, though. We need
Much to
Jasmine
my
Crockett or maybe
chagrin. Much to
AOC.
my chagrin.
Yeah.
Certain things are not
But he
true.
has time to clean all of this up. But he recently said he opposed a billionaire tax.
Yeah, what the
And I
hell?
think that he's going to have a very hard time if he doesn't
He said
really
some
get
other
in the
stuff, too.
trenches
He
of
said some
where the
bullshit on
base
Ben
is.
Shapiro.
And I think that's going to be what's the most
He
shocking.
like walked back some stuff that
for
his
the
department
Democratic
put out there. It's
establishment
like, you don't
candidates
sell out
is
your
how
team.
much the base has moved away from corporate
Your
Dems.
team's been trolling for you,
So who-
getting
who
you
does
all the
that lead
attention
to?
in the first place.
I'll tell you, I
Fuck
love
corporate
Ro Khanna.
Dems.
I don't think he's going to run for office.
No, we
but
need Jasmine
somebody who I think
Crockett.
could be
We need AOC.
interesting is J.B. Pritzker. He's
I mean, okay,
a
sure, whatever.
billionaire.
And a real one.
What about
A real
Jasmine
billionaire.
Crockett or
He
AOC?
is Jewish, which he has an opportunity to speak to what a
Has
lot
he
of
spoken
people
out
in the
against the
Democratic
genocide in
base
Gaza yet?
have issues with Palestine.
Has he done
If
that?
he can call what is happening a genocide.
If he can call it that, dude,
if
it's
he
a
can
word.
call
It's a
Benjamin
genocide. I just
Netanyahu
did
a
it. See how
war
easy it
criminal,
is?
he would be
Netanyahu's a war
credible
criminal. See how
messenger
easy that is?
Those are
to-
litmus tests for you.
Well, yeah, dude.
I hate
It's
the
for
word
everybody.
litmus test,
But it's what it is.
but I'm realistic in the
It's a
sense
standard.
that
It's
I
a baseline.
believe-
It's a threshold.
we have to call
A
what we're
genocide, a
seeing
genocide.
realistically.
Mhm.
You
Thank
cannot
you,
gaslight
Jennifer
people
Wells.
about it.
Would you have
Thank
called
you.
LBJ or Richard Nixon war criminals?
Probably.
Thank you,
I mean,
Jennifer
I
Wells.
think that American foreign policy has been
Let's go.
problematic for a long time, and I've had a great awakening about this. But as I see what happened with Venezuela, when I
Yeah,
saw
that's
that they
illegal.
were
Arrest the whole
killing
chain of
fishermen,
command.
I had to be really
Arrest the whole
objective
chain of
and
command.
honest.
Those are
We
traitors.
didn't really do anything about
They're
what
disobeying.
George W. Bush did in Abu Ghraib or the CIA
Those
black
are
sites.
illegal orders. They're
Obama's drone program. Remember, I love Obama. I'm super nostalgic about him. But if we were really to be honest about American foreign policy, these provocations that Trump just
some of
did,
that stuff wasn't
they're
good
not
either.
new.
It seems to me the people that you're looking at are Ro Khanna, AOC, or we're talking about.
Mom
Yes,
Donnie, you
I
can say
have-
Mom Donnie.
From the
Can you not
Democratic
say
view.
Mom Donnie?
Yes, the
Is
last
that your New York Post?
gubernatorial race that we had our governor who was running for a second term, Kevin Stitt, MAGA, right-wing, Christian nationalist, says, I dedicate every square inch of this state to my Lord and personal Savior, Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
gosh.
And then you had Joy Hoffmeister,
I gotta get
who
some
ran
my
against him. She was a former
Jesus and the God
Republican, switched
Church
to
of Jesus
Democrat,
that
and she
replaces all
ran
patriarchy,
as
Christianity, war, and
Republican
Trumpism.
light. And Kevin Stitt kicked her ass. And I'm curious, when you get these Democrats that can run in red areas the way Andy Beshear did, and you get them to run on a populist message, they use faith to say, your faith may tell you to bully those kids, but in Andy Beshear's case, he said, I will not bully these
Like
trans
Tallarico
kids.
in Texas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can we get people Party speak more Americans. And I think an economic populist message is something that you could see triple Trump.
Does that invite or alienate people who are
We love it.
red?
If I'm honest, it probably alienates
They
them.
need to wake up though and become American
But
again.
I'm not a politician. I'm not trying to get more.
You're not, by the way. You're not running for anything.
No.
Run for something. We support
You
you.
told Kara Swisher
Take a
you'd
seat.
rather make your living on your
Just
back.
take a
than as
seat. Take his
politician.
governorship.
That's a pretty
Or
good
take
shirt.
whatever you want. We'll support you. You're awesome, Jennifer
They
Welch.
need a
Pumps
populist
too.
truth
Or Pumps
teller
want something.
to go in
But we need
to
AOC or
these
Jasmine Crockett to run
places,
for
because
president,
here's
probably.
the problem where
We
the
need to start
Democrats
running
have messed
now.
up. They withdrew from
Start
a 50
challenging
state
Trump
strategy.
now.
So what you have is an electorate that gets more and more radicalized versus having robust campaigns. And can the Democrats win immediately? No. But look at the seeds that Bernie
Talk to you
Sanders
later. I gotta
planted.
go.
I believe during the primary of 2016, Bernie won
He's so
Oklahoma
good though.
against Hillary. I know these
Yeah,
people.
he won everything. He
and
won everything. They just
they're
cheated him out of
earnest
some.
and well-meaning. They need an off-ramp to get off
He won lots of
of
stuff. Maybe
this
not everything.
Republican
You know what I'm
Party lie of trickle-down economics,
Thank
of
you, Jennifer Welch.
scapegoating
Thank you, Bad Had
marginalized
It
people,
podcast.
of this massive wealth gap that we have. So if you take somebody who says, I'm going to fight for you,
I don't know about
I
my trans
believe
stuff.
that might not happen the first election, but if there was footing in the state of people running based on facts and for Oklahomans over the course of a couple election cycles, I think you could see change.
They
Jennifer Welch,
announced
thank you so much.
at the
Thank you.
Sphere, they announced someone bought a Strato burger, 20,000
Jennifer
calories,
Welch
is what
is
you
host of
said.
the podcast I've Had It, along with Angie Sullivan. This is the New Yorker Radio
Thanks,
Hour.
Bumps.
Stick around.
Thanks, Jennifer Welch. Thanks, I've had a podcast team. You guys are awesome. We love you. You're American heroes.
The New Yorker Radio Hour is
Okay, I
supported
gotta
by
go.
Seed.com. Seed's DSO